How is your face like a peanut butter sandwich? Let me explain. I'm Dr. Cohen with the Cohen Clinic, and I want to show you why I think one of the best ways to compare different facelift techniques is to think about the face like a peanut butter sandwich. So instead of just telling you about it, I thought it'd be fun if we did it together. So let's get started. So the first layer, when we are building our face here, is the SMAS layer. So this is the SMAS SMAS layer, the fibrous support layer of the face. Now, below this layer, the plate represents everything underneath. So the parts of the face deeper to the SMAS layer are generally very well bound down. They don't really descend with gravity. So when we're talking about facial rejuvenation surgery, we're really talking about the SMAS layer and everything above it. That's what slides down over time. So we have our SMAS layer there. The next layer is the peanut butter. And for the purpose of this model, we're going to be using smooth, creamy peanut butter, because if you have crunchies in your face, you need something other than a facelift. So this represents the attachments under the skin, the fibrous septae that basically connect the skin down to the SMAS layer. Next layer after that is going to be our jelly. And this represents the beautiful blood supply, the capillary network that lives under the skin and helps provide nutrients and oxygen and wonderful things to the skin. So that's all in this layer as well. And now we have our last layer, which is our skin. So that's going to sit nicely there. All right, so now we have our sandwich. So why don't we do some facelift surgery? So let's get cleaned up. Clean over the hands. And we can get started. So one of the more common techniques done by about 98% of facelift surgeons today is something called a SMAS facelift. So this is a SMAS facelift. So how is it done? First step is to make some incisions around the ears, and then you create what's called a skin flap. So let's do that. So we make our incision here. Okay, we get access to the layer here under the skin. Now we take our facelift scissors and we start to create a plane here, meaning we are cutting through natural attachments that exist here between the skin and the SMAS layer. You can see our blood supply here. You can see these dermal attachments being cut and severed, okay? Now, as we get towards the central face, there are things here called facial retaining ligaments. And these hold the face in place and provide support. So that is then worked towards there. Our dissection is getting more and more towards the central face, and we're raising this very, very long, large skin flap. Once that is done, we are coming in on top of the SMAS layer. We're putting stitches into that layer, and we are cranking it up real hard, really wrenching up on it, putting a lot of tension onto that layer, and then securing it down. Now we take the skin layer. We haven't released these retaining ligaments. We are pulling hard on that skin layer, putting a lot of tension on it, and then bringing that down. Okay, and that gets sutured down, and that is your result. So sometimes when you put tension on the skin layer, you can get some skin irregularities, or the skin can look pulled and tight because you have pulled it and you have tightened it. So for that reason, I don't like, in general, this technique. So how is my technique different? I do what's called a deep plane dissection. So let me show you what that looks like. We make our same incision around the ears. And then once we get to the SMAS layer, we make an incision into the SMAS layer itself. And we are freeing things up in a deeper plane, hence the name. So once we are under this SMAS layer, we fall into what's called a natural separation layer in the face. So there are no blood vessels here. The nerves, the facial nerves, are protected down deeper. So this is a very safe dissection plane to work in. I don't even need scissors or a knife. Everything is separated gently. We have our retaining ligaments here, represented by the toothpicks. As we work our way through, we're now in the proper plane where we can free up these ligaments. So we no longer have any restriction or limitations in terms of how much we can lift. And we put all of the tension on the deeper side of this SMAS layer, and the entire sandwich is picked up gently and put back down where it used to be. So because the skin is still attached with these natural attachments that have not been separated, because we are moving the deeper layers and the skin is still there, it's lifted passively. So there's no tension ever placed onto the skin layer itself. That is the key difference, and that's how you can keep the face looking supernatural and still get a really powerful rejuvenation. So if we look at the different faces, you can see there is some clear differences. So which face would you like? Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who you think might enjoy it as well. Leave a comment down below. If you have questions, reach out to the office, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exclusive content.